With two embarrassing L's already under our belt, I think the Panthers will bounce back this week and beat the Saints. Stick around after the bumper to find out how.
I'm from the foe. You dig?
Welcome to The Way I See It with Jamario Ra'Shad. Go ahead and like and subscribe to the channel. I do Panthers as well as Charlotte Hornets content. Each and every day I bring you some fire, so go ahead and make sure you subscribe. Today I am going to break down the keys of the game for both the offense and the defense for my Carolina Panthers to be able to get their first victory of the year against the New Orleans Saints this Sunday in Bank of America Stadium right here in my hometown of Charlotte, North Carolina. Now, the first thing we're going to talk about is we have to establish the run. The run is very important. On the season through two games, the New Orleans Saints, I don't know why I forgot the name. The New Orleans Saints are allowing 136 rushing yards per game. That ranks them like near the bottom as far as total run defense right now, which is very surprising. That's not typical of a New Orleans Saints team as of the last few years. So we have to make sure that we go out there, we commit to the run early, that we don't get away from it too soon. We don't put too much on Baker's plate early in the game. We make sure that McCaffrey gets a feel for the game early, make sure he gets his licks in, make sure he can make it through the game. Of course, we have to protect him, but we have to run the ball, and we have to establish that we are going to stick to it. With that being said, I need for either Chuba Hubbard or the combination of Chuba Hubbard and Foreman to be able to put up at least 50 yards on the ground. We need for the running game to be the engine behind this offense this week, because we have struggled to put up points on a consistent basis, meaning we've struggled to get down the field. So we need for the running game to be the engine for us this week. Take advantage of a pretty weak Saints run defense so far this year. Do not let them get their game together against us. Make sure that our backups, make sure that all all backs in our stable behind Christian McCaffrey are fresh and ready to go. Get in the game, and we need positive yardage. We do not need any little zero yardage or either negative yardage plays. We need positive plays, but even if that does happen, like I mentioned, we need to commit to the run. So moving on, with that being said, CMC, he has not popped off the screen like he did in his first couple years. He has not looked like the Christian McCaffrey of old as far as when he had his 1,000 and 1,000 yard season, where I personally felt like he should have been MVP, but hey, maybe that's my homer bias. But yeah, we need him to have a breakout game as far as running this week. He's only averaging about 67 yards per game. But I hate to be this guy, but he had the one long 49-yard run last week, and that pretty much accounted for most of the yards that goes into that average. So if you take that away, which I know you can't do because it really happened, but if you take that away, he has not been that effective. So I need for CMC to be able to break out, get the job done this week, whether it be on the screen plays, on the wheel routes when we split them out to the slot. I need for McCaffrey to do his thing, but most importantly, if he can establish the run and actually get that going and make them commit and get Baker some good RPO or either why am I blanking, or either play action opportunities, that'll be great. So I look forward to Christian McCaffrey doing that. And finally, I really, really hate this dude, and I need for the O-line to I need for y'all to have the best game that y'all had this year. Show me that y'all going to do something, because Cam Jordan has always been a thorn in the side of the Carolina Panthers. As a Cam Newton fan, I hate this dude. He has not flashed so far through two games. He has not really been much of a factor on the defense from that defensive end position as he has in previous years. But as all Panthers fan knows, this guy has a way of showing his ass when he goes against the Panthers. So I just really need for that O-line to go out there, lock this guy down, make sure he does not have any impactful plays in the backfield, no tackles for loss. Even if we have to double him, we have to make sure that this guy does not have his typical game like he does against the Carolina Panthers. And I believe that would be enough to propel us to the win from a offensive standpoint if we can do those four things. Holding down Cam Jordan being one of the most important. So let's move on over to the defensive keys to the game. What we need to do is contain the stars of the Saints. As you can see through the graphics right here, courtesy of StatMuse, both all the quarterback, running back, and the star wide receiver, Jameis Winston, Alvin Kamara, and Michael Thomas, through their many games with the Carolina Panthers, neither of the three has really been able to stand out. So we need to continue doing what we've done against these three guys to make sure and ensure that they do not pop off, they do not get anything on track. And this is a very important game, as this is our first division game. If we can actually get out there and get this first win, it puts us in a much better position after those two out of division losses last week. So in terms of Jameis Winston, he has thrown 7 more interceptions than he has touchdowns against the Carolina Panthers. That's not totally indicative of our defense. That's just more of a Jameis Winston-like stat. But we need to make sure that passer rating continues to drop and that touchdown-interception ratio continues to get worse when we go out there on Sunday. And I have a good feeling that we'll be able to do that. But, Dante Jackson, C.J. Henderson, J.C. Horn, Xavier Woods, Jeremy Chin. I need y'all guys to be out there ready, because he is gonna chuck that ball up in the air, and y'all need to go out there. Y'all need to make plays. So guys, let's do it. That's what we can do to hold Jameis Winston down. So in terms of Alvin Kamara, I like this guy because I draft him on my fantasy a lot, but I hate him when he goes against the Panthers. I never need him to have a good game when he goes against the Panthers. But we've actually done a pretty good job in terms of containing him through 7 games so far. On almost 80 total carries, he has less than 400 yards in 8 games against the Panthers. But he scored 7 touchdowns in eight games. So he scores almost 1 time a game. If we can keep him out of the end zone, that's honestly, well, I take that back. If we can keep him from being the reason on 3rd down while these drives are continued, if we can keep him from being a weapon in the red zone, that is much more impactful than if they're on the 2 or the 3 and he just gets it. Okay, that's fine. That just goes like that. But we can't allow him to be the reason that the offense gets going. We need to make sure that Jameis Winston has to put the ball in the air, and he's going to put the ball in the air. And when he does that, we have to take advantage of that. So keeping Kamara in the backfield, not letting him break away, and not letting them utilize him as their McCaffrey in the pass game is going to be very important in terms of what we can do defensively to win this game. Now, finally, we got slant man. Yeah, that's me. Oh, Michael Thomas right here. I don't think, I'm not going to do him like that. Michael Thomas has been very effective so far through 2 games. He's scored multiple touchdowns. He's been very effective in the red zone. Although he does not ball throughout the game, he has come up clutch in many moments, so that does bring me a little worry. But typically, like the other 2 players, he has not had his most standoutish games against the Carolina Panthers. He's only had 48 catches for a little bit over 500 yards and 4 touchdowns in 8 games against the Panthers. That's not terrible, and a lot of these times he may have been either injured or maybe something else going on that depleted these stats a little bit. But if we can hold Slant Man down, not let him get his little not let him get all that off all over the field, I think we can do good, man. I believe this would be a assignment that J.C. Horn probably probably draws this week. It's going to be a challenge for the young buck, but this is somebody that he's going to see in division for the next few years before they inevitably get rid of this guy. So JC Horn, go out there and do your thing. Make sure Mike Thomas doesn't ball out. Contain this guy in the red zone, as he is very dangerous with those slants down there, because you know he is slant man. Yeah, that's me. That's what he does. But you know, lock him up, and I think we'll be able to do that this week. So with that being said, those are the three keys, or the three key players on the defense that I believe the Carolina Panthers need to cover and make sure that they hold down in order to lead us to our first victory of the year and start us off 1-0 within the division, to hopefully turn this ship around and make it to the playoffs. I know I sound like a delusional fan, but shit, aren't we all? With that being said, that's going to be the end of the video. Please leave me a like on your way out. Please go ahead and subscribe. Panthers people, I'm here all the time. I'll bring you the entertainment. You bring me the comments. You bring me the likes. And it's a mutual agreement, man. Don't be here just peeping. Give me a subscribe. It's free. Give me a like. It's free. And with that being said, I am Jamario Ra'Shad. This is the way I see it with my week 3 breakdown. And I'll holler at y'all in the next video. Peace.